Well, I'm back at it again. Took a day off. The road's still looking beautiful. Artemis is inspecting. I just noticed that I need just a little bit more gravel right in here. Right this spot to be exact. There'll be a little puddle that'll form here otherwise. I haven't done anything for the last few days since the trucker got here, including I gotta get these branches out of here. But this morning I went to the store and got the last parts I'll need, like a battery and a couple of electrical supplies. And so I'm gonna go right now and grab the rest of the stuff and finally get the skate working. I don't know if you can see Artemis down there marking his road. Such a tomcat. All right, I'll get to it, and if I need to explain something, I guess I will. First thing I'm going to do today is put in this driveway sensor. And they say to put it a foot underground, but we'll just see how it is. I'm going to just hand dig a trench, and it's got to be at least 20 feet away from the gate, because I got this big tree here, and that's why I didn't dig it with the machine. I don't want to just rip up the roots if there's a bunch of roots. So I'm just going to kind of make like a shallow little ditch here, and I'm aiming for, well, if it gets soft back here, I'll just keep going to where the old tree was, basically, and put it right about there. So they say to put it in PVC too, so I might do that. Yeah, I will do that. But I'm just worried about these roots here. I can see a root right here. So yeah, so I'm just going to get it down, just try to get it under the surface a few inches if I can, or tuck it under any roots if I can get under the roots. Anyways, we'll see how this goes. I'm digging a skinny trench without a skinny trenching shovel, and I have 4 pointed shovels, so it's time to turn one of these into a trenching shovel. I didn't really like the one we had anyways. It's somewhere around here, it's missing. But this way I'll just make this one just slightly bigger than my pick, and then it'll work well in tandem with my pick. So I'll cut it out with my grinder right down there. I can point with my shadow, and then I'll have a nice trenching shovel. Okay. Anyways, back to trenching. Well, it's not pretty, but it's in there. I don't have to worry too much about frost around here. I mean, the frost most years doesn't even really freeze the ground, and if it does, it's like an inch or two. Pretty much down on that hard pan, so there's not going to be much uplift underneath that pipe, but you never know, it could surface. But I feel good enough for now with this. This is good enough for now. I'm going to bury it, and I think I'm going to put my battery, and I need to make a little box for the battery. I think I'm going to put the battery attached to that post right there. And that will just mean I'll have to trench between the two posts. Easy enough. Just kind of graded this out a little nicer and filled in that hole. So I got that buried, got my wire. So this is for the lock. And so then I'm going to stick the battery, I think over here up about this high, just to get it up off the ground. This is the battery I bought. It's just the cheap brand, EconoCraft. And it's, you can see, it's 650 cold cranking amps, but it's got a really big reserve capacity, which I think will serve its purpose well. So it'll hold a long charge, I guess, I don't know. So I got to build a box that this will fit into and be able to be mounted to this log here. So I guess I gotta take some measurements and build a box somehow with some kind of support arm underneath it. And it's gotta be waterproof. So that won't be just a quick little slap together box. But once I do that and I have that mounted, and then I can run a wire down under the soil and up, and then I would just have my low voltage wire to wire in. I might as well just run that in the same trench as the battery, but I'll just leave a coil here, and I'll be able to run the coil in and charge it, kind of like an extension cord at night or something, just temporarily until I have the building built. Yeah, and then once I do that, the arm is ready to go on pretty much. And then I think it's just a matter of programming at that point and to adjust it so that it opens and closes correctly. And programming the lock. And then I got to program all the remotes and everything and the keypad. So I think I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to go to the shop and get started on making a box for that battery. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. So I whipped together a little box out of cedar, and I made rabbets on the pieces so that they would all kind of fit together nice. I used 1.5" stainless steel brads and some glue in the corners. And when I get over there, because I left my drill over there, I'm going to drill probably 4 small 1/4" holes in the corners. And I need to drill a couple holes, 1 hole on each side of this. This is just some extra leftover metal from our roof. I needed it to be 11.5, but I only had 11, so, or 11.25. But I think that should still be enough of a drip edge to keep the water out. But it was just big enough to be able to make this piece and fold over the corners. I think it'll work pretty well. And this thing is just it's a 2-foot metal bending tool. On one side it's like a 3/8, and this is about 1 inch. I have another one somewhere that's only 1 foot, and I actually cut it down a little bit more so that it would fit in between. When I do the garage, that's when I'll kind of detail how I did the metal roof for the pole barn and for the house. But for now, I only have my bike, so I gotta somehow strap this to me and ride my bike back over to the gate. Or I might just end it now, and just ride back and maybe clean up instead, because it's getting pretty late. I think that's what I'll do. So I'll see you tomorrow when I'll get this gate finally finished tomorrow. And then I'm going to move on and come back to probably these atrium doors and get those moving along further. So, big day tomorrow. Getting back in the swing of things.
What are you doing up there, buddy? What are you doing? Are you waiting for the hummingbirds? No, you stay.
Oh, you did it. Oh, you did it.